Amen. We're going to work on it. Good morning, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. To all the single mothers. Something my kids do all the time is they give me Mother's Day cards. So I learned that sometimes you just do whatever God puts in front of you to be done. Well, welcome this morning. And welcome to our series, The Harvest is Ready. Capitol Hill shootings. One still fighting for his life. Fires in London. Untold numbers still unaccounted for. In Qatar, it's blowing up. Depression of the people. And throughout this world, you can turn on the news, and you find devastating news just about in every country. And what you'll find that every country is trying to do is find a solution to the ills and woes of what's happening in their nations. And these plans are good, some are even great, even awesome, yet futile, because the only plan that works is the plan of salvation. And for us as disciples, we need to understand that clearly today. That's why this series, The Harvest, is ready right now. It's not 4 more months and then the harvest, but the harvest is ready right now. We've talked about it. We talked about in our first lesson, the Lord of the harvest. We talked about how Jesus' heart was for the harvest. He looked at the people in Matthew 9, verses 35 on, he says, look at them. They are harassed and helpless. They are like sheep without any shepherd. He did not pray for one more soul. He then went about praying for workers to come to those that are already there. The harvest that's already in the field. The right harvest. The world that needs a light in its dark time. We talked about the love of the harvest. That you gotta love it. The world has gone cold. This is Wall Street driven. This is capitalism at its best. This is dog eat dog. The strongest, the survival of the fittest. It's what it is, but it's not about love. It's not about family. It's not about taking care of one another. We need more love from the disciples in this world. You know, when you have the Lord's heart, when you love the way the Lord does, you reap a great reward. I want to talk about reaping today. As we do our third in this series of 4 of The Harvest is Ready, is the law of the harvest. There's laws in every land to be obliged. When one handles himself within the criteria of law, then they have nothing to worry about when the law talks to them. I remember, hey, I have my license, and don't look at me like I'm the only one, but I'm driving. I wasn't supposed to be driving. I just wasn't supposed to be. Don't ask me all the reasons why right now, but I wasn't supposed to be driving. But this police officer got behind me and followed me for a while. I was terrified. Anybody been there? Please mind me. Some of y'all ain't did nothing. And particularly the minority in this country, you know, please get behind me, you go, oh boy, here we go, right? So, lo and behold, the lights came on, started flashing. That's what I said, dang it. And I said, well, let me pull over right. I don't speed racer chasers here. Let me just pull myself on over. And I pulled the car over and he just kept going. Oh my God. He just kept it going. I was thinking, Jesus, it's racing. But why? Because I knew I wasn't supposed to be driving. So you know what I did the next day? I went and got my driver's license back. And this is no joke. I think the Lord was just messing with me. About 3 days later, I'm driving again and the cop got behind me. I'm like, pull me over. Pull me over. I'm driving. I sped up a little bit. He just said, oh, pull me over. No lights, no nothing. Got to the next light, he turned that way, and I kept straight. I said, dang. But see, that's what happens when you live within the law. It's good. Come on. And there is a law of harvesting that I want us to understand today. Read with me in Psalms 126 if you will. Come on, Corey. It is good to have been Israel at different times. But not when they were down. And this song is an expression of gratitude. In Psalms 126, he says, "The Lord restored the fortress and brought back the captives from Zion. We were like those who dream, men who dream. Our mouths were filled with laughter, and our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy. Restore our fortunes, Lord, like the streams of the Negev. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them." Some years ago, I was in London. Many years ago, actually. But I was just there recently, but some years ago, I was in London. And, you know, you go to London, it's a cool place to be, and I jumped on one of the tour things they had going on. And so I'm riding around, and I come up on Westminster Abbey. I don't know if you know anything about that, but this is where you do all the royal stuff in London. I mean, Princess Diana and all of them, they get married right there. They even had a funeral there. If you're at Westminster Abbey, you get married or you're dead. One or the other if you're royal. And so as we traveled, as we got up there, the lady was giving us the history and the background of the Westminster Abbey. This little lady, she kept saying with a British accent there, she said, little child, can you hold the child for a minute? I need to ask you a question. And the guy looked, because she's interrupted his very guided tour, and he's proud of his spiel that he gives everybody, And he looks at the old lady and he says, "Why, certainly no." She says, "Can I ask you one question? This is Westminster Abbey, right? The Holy Church of London." He says, "Well, it is." Okay. She says, "Let me ask you a question. Has anyone gotten saved yet? Has anyone gotten saved yet?" I remember thinking, wow, what an incredible question for any church. Is anyone being saved then? Someone has said if a man has a soul, and he does, and if that soul can be won or lost for eternity, and he can, then the most important work of the church is to bring men and women to Christ. The most important work. The reason that we can struggle even in our own faith is because we have the wrong idea of church. I appreciate the communion. I appreciate the contribution because it brings us back to understanding what this is all about. The disillusionment with Christianity in this world today is because we're brought in with a false pretense that I come to God so I can get a lot of stuff. I come to God so He can give me things. And forgetting that the very greatest thing, a relationship with Him, He has given you in the most priceless way by the sacrifice of His Son. So before Jesus died, before He went back, He died, He got up, and heard all that, He taught His disciples for a while. And then we come across the scripture that we know very well in Matthew 28, if we go there. Go there with me real quickly. Indulge me. And here we understand, we see something. In verse 18. Then Jesus came to them and said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore go." Now quote or catch this. Therefore now becomes transitionary. In other words, it's going to become a direction or a command. In this case, it's commanded out. And He said, "The authority has been given to me. Therefore command, go and make disciples of all nations." One thing I love about our church. Look around. Look at that verse being in our church. Is this not incredible? Black, white, Latin, Asian, everything sitting next to each other. No war going on up in here. Just the love of Jesus. He says, "Make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I've commanded. Again, catch. Everything that I have commanded. Churches today can be so steeped in traditions that they teach everything they command over what Jesus commanded. He says, teach everything I have commanded. And then I am with you always to the very end of the age. Not your tradition. But I wish all people, and yes, even disciples, really believe in this great commission. I wish the true essence of this great commission really was a motivating factor in the hearts and lives of all disciples. See, the American secular churches, 96 of them haven't even shared verbally their faith with someone. I'm not talking about saying I go to so-and-so church, but if you like me raised in the Baptist church, you know the address, you know your pastor, you know that High Street Taylor, 1710 Business Street, Evansville, Illinois. That's true. Look it up. Look at the address. Go and Google that address and see what's over there. And most of us come from that kind of thing. Yet, this commission, go make a disciple and baptize them. And the implication is that all you baptize are disciples. What you saw today in Isaiah was a young man that was really giving his life to God and made Jesus Lord of his life. I walk when I'm going, I'm big, you little dude, you know. Sorry, you little man. Sorry. I said, you ready? He said, I'm ready. I said, you ready? I'm ready. He said, I'm ready. I said, he's ready. I hope you keep that fire and that zeal, Isaiah. So many of the churches around have no accountability in soul winning. Yet, I think sometimes you can say they don't quarter with the big mouth pushing us to be fruitful again. Amen. And so many of the churches have no accountability in soul winning. Why do you think there's a decline of Christianity?
Great point.
When you look at it across the board, there's a decline. And can there be one perhaps happening within the hearts and the minds of disciples? I hope not. Throughout this world, but no bigger than here, are all the protests and strikes and things going under President Trump. Whether he is the president or needs to be or not is irrelevant to me. Agree down with you. There are a lot of sit downs on him and people that don't agree with him. And again, that's irrelevant to me. But I believe that the greatest sit down, the greatest strike, the greatest protest in the world is in the churches. Where those who claim to be saved have never yet become real fishers of men. The command has been given. And it appears at times to be a protest, a sit down, a strike on winning souls, which is direct command and plea of our Lord and Savior. These passages in Psalms 126, when you go back there, it'll be the backdrop in the next few moments. I believe in verses 5 and 6 give us the law and the reward of all of the harvest. If we're going to be soul winners, if we're going to have a continuous harvest of the field we call the world, bringing them into the barns we call the church, there's some things we must understand about this principle. The first principle is the soul winner works. Works hard. Works very hard. If you notice, Jesus and through the New Testament, when he talks about fruit or he talks about sinners becoming saved and Christians, he's always referring to some kind of harvest. The harvest is like you see in these fields where a lot of work takes place. And he gives us his examples because he wants us to be faithful farmers and fruitful farmers, sowing the gospel seed and reaping eternal harvest. And then when it's sold. We must go continuously. If you look into the Psalms right here, he says that those who go, he uses this word, goes forth. So the first thing, if you're going to win people to the Lord, you got to go. How's it get up and go? How's it been? You'll get up and go for the souls. But remember, I want to remind you something. The priority of the church is not to get you to come out. The priority of the church is for you to go out and sow the seed of the gospel. Someone I heard said this. That little word go, it's 2/3 of the word God. It's 1/3 of the word gospel. And it's half the word of good. It is a little word with big meaning. There's a law in Connecticut. I always find these funny laws around. I don't know if some of you are stupid like me. But I read this law in Connecticut when the churches, you know, they got all these kind of permits and stuff. The churches, though, the doors to the church must swing out instead of swinging in. Now, I don't know if they knew of any religious implication, but there's a spiritual analogy that we can draw from it. See, when you push the door out, you go out. You go out from the church, and you take your work, your salvation, your faith, and you take it into the world. And so that when you come to church, you're not sitting alone because you've been out sowing the seed. Let me tell you something. A Christian that will not go out is like a ship that will not sail. It's like a plane that will not fly. And it's like a car that will not drive. When you got your get up and go, remember I've explained to you many times that something used without its purpose is going to burn up like a plastic cup trying to boil water. Do you got your purpose of go in place?
Come on.
Can you fly? Can you drive? Can you sail? Many times we think too often that if we have some great flyers, and we sing good, and we tell folks how awesome church is. They do a lot of things, dress it up, pretty flowers, and do all that kind of thing nice. And we think that's going to draw people in. Let me tell you something. There are no passages in the Bible that tells the sinner to go to church.
Come on.
But there's verse after verse that tells the church to go to the sinner. Verse after verse to go to the sinner. We have to sow consistently. It literally means, in its translation, to leave a trail of seed. Imagine a farmer just walking and dropping seed. Just dropping seed. Now, that is the only job really God has given you to do. To win souls. Is to drop the seed and water the seed. It's not your job, right, Summer, to make it grow. It's God's job. But your job is to plant seed and to water it. Look over to 1 Corinthians 1 with me real quickly. And I'm going to start reading this. But right here we find that a vision happening in the church, and personality-driven ministry, can kill a church. My goal, I don't know if you like me or not, I don't really care. I'm going to preach what God put in my heart. I'm not here to make anybody happy but hope. So I'm not worried about it. No way. But I definitely don't want a personality-driven church. I hope you do like me, you know what I mean. But that's not going to make the church grow. We find in verse 5 here, he says, what after all? Paul is talking. He says, what after all is Apollos, and what is Paul? Only servants to whom you came to believe, as the Lord has assigned to each his task. I plant seed, Apollos water it, but God has been making it grow. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their own labor. For we are co-workers in God's service. You are God's field, God's building. So it's the same in the spiritual world. It's God's job to make it grow. But what he makes grow is the seed that we plant. Seed that is not sown is absolutely useless. We are to take every opportunity we can to sow seeds. When we studied out the woman at the well last week, and Jesus took the opportunity to speak to her. She was asked for water. He said, "Let me give you living water." But he could have used that situation in just about any situation. He could have done that with a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker. To the butcher, Jesus would say, "Have you heard of the Lamb that was slain before the foundation of this world?" To the baker, he would say, "Have you tasted the bread of life?" And to the candlestick maker, he would say, "Let me tell you about the light of the world." Jesus understood it in Luke 11. In Luke 8, verse 11, we find that the definition of the word of God, of seed, is found. It says the seed is the word of God.
That's right.
Now, that blesses my heart because the word sown, the seed sown, the word of God guarantees the harvest. The seed is precious. He says in Isaiah 55, verses 10 and 11, "For as the rain comes down, the snow from heaven, and do not return there, but water the earth, and make it bring forth bud or fruit, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goes from my mouth. It shall not return to me void, but it shall accomplish what I please. It shall prosper in the things for which I sent it." The seed is so precious. The word of God should never be a chore for you to study or to eat up. It is so precious unto life. And when you sow it continuously with someone, watch God make it grow. I'll give you a story of a dear friend of mine. His name was Mario. And in 2012, I started reaching out to Mario over Facebook. I use Facebook. Facebook weird now. Everybody probably likes it on Facebook. That's so stupid. Everybody likes on it. It's all on there, right? I use Facebook for fishing. Like some of them crazy Facebook posts, and you know somebody's sad, depressed, down, I'm about to church. Yeah, come on, I got an answer for you. Come on out to church. But Mario, I started reaching out to 2012, back in Los Angeles in our Southland Ministry. And every single week, I got my little system. I would text out or send through Messenger or something. I do that now. Every week. The first time, Mario was like, I'm going to do that. The next thing I want to do that. I might come. I'll be there, never show up. I'm coming next week, bring my kids, we're going to come, never show up. Finally, in 2015, Mario shows up. Mario shows up at church. Then all of a sudden, Mario's fired up about God again because the word he's hearing, he's with disciples and everyone else sharing the word with him. Mario and his wife get restored. His two daughters get baptized in the Lord. Then after one of them got baptized, the other one comes up to me. She's got tears in her eyes. And she has her dad's phone. And if you know anything about Facebook, whatever you put on there stays there. So even your messenger, unless you erase it, it will go back from the first one. And she rolls that thing. And all the way back to 2012, she seems to reach out to her father. And she gives me this big hug. And she says, thank you for not giving up on my dad. Because we wouldn't be saved as a family. Thank you. I'm balling right now. Y'all know me, right? I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. You got to warn a brother to do all that, brother. I'm just crying right along with her. But it taught me something. To never give up and to sow seed consistently. Number two, the soul winners weeping. Yeah, we got the soul winner and they work. But the soul winner weeps. There's weeping. Now, the farmer in the Psalms is described as working but also weeping. It says, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. Those who continue to go out weeping shall come again rejoicing. You see, to win fruit, the soul, it's more than just the head, but it's a matter of the heart. It is the weeping that motivates the working. Now, let's be real honest with one another. The reason why we do not share our faith more is because we do not care more. More people shed tears in Cleveland over that basketball loss than they do over the lost souls that walk around that city. And all you Cleveland fans here, we the same. More than you Golden State champions. You cheer for that victory more than you cheer for baptism of someone going to heaven. You know, I feel like we've done our children a big disservice. And as we raise, we say, don't cry. You know, I was when I was a big boy. You know? Yeah. I'm a big boy. I fall down and scrape my knee or something. Mom, well, get up. Stop all that crying. My knee hurt. Stop all that crying. Get up. You a man? No, I'm not a little boy. You know, I'm hurt. That was just like a get up. Before I give you what? Something to cry about. She's serious. I think there's something wrong, though. I don't think there's a thing wrong when we cry. When I got to Mexico City, you know, last week I left out of here in a rush to go down there. My daughter's having emergency surgery. As I stood at this point, they were prepping her. And the news, you got to smile a little bit when you come get some news like that. She came over to the note, emergency, amen. Oh, Lord. I just, all the blood drained from me. And I was scared to death. But I got the first flight I could. I went down there. And when I got there in the hospital, my baby was laying on that bed and she already gone for the surgery. She was asleep. And I was looking at her. I was like, oh, thank you, God, my baby. I don't know what I would do if something happened to my baby. God knows how much I love her. But I remember thinking also, too, with joy. With joy. I'm so thankful. She's a disciple. See, I think our generation, we have too many unbowed heads, unbended knees, and unbroken hearts. We have technology in the church, and not enough tears. Not enough tears. There was a woman that went to a conference many years ago, and she was blind. And after a conference, the main guy speaking, and she requested an audience with him. He came and she was telling him her story of how she went blind. She said, over 25 years ago, my tear ducts dried up. And if your tear ducts dry up and you don't have tears, the lenses and everything else will go bad. You will go blind. And this is what happened to her. Her tear ducts. She couldn't weep, couldn't cry, no matter what the situation. She could only feel, could not cry. And so she went blind. Could that be a problem? That we cannot cry? We don't cry? Is that why we might be blinded to what's going on out there? Because we don't cry anymore over the lost? I think our churches are on the brink of being barren because forgetting how to cry. Crying over our families that are lost. Crying over our friends that are lost. Cheering the successes of the world, but not crying over the spiritual deaths of those same successful people. Have we forgotten how to cry? Point 3 here, and coming down, is that, a soul winner works, and the soul winner learns how to weep for the lost, how to cry. But the soul winner's act of worship is to win souls. It is the most active way to worship God. The one that can feel so much and have the gospel music blaring and the good feeling of blessing and salvation upon them, yet not so see, is in danger in their own salvation. I believe the highest form of worship we can give God is when we share our faith about His Son. Not about us, but about His Son and what He did in our life. Churches become programs that sound like motivational speeches, and how wealthy you can get, and how you're not the tail but you're the head, and you're not, and all these different things. Let me tell you something, you ain't nothing.
Come on.
The only reason we have a value is because God placed it on us. There's nothing that we do. We're not smart enough, have enough, do enough, can't work your way in. We're simply here because God so loved the world that He gave His Son. Why? I don't know. I know you look in the mirror and go, I don't know why He saved me. Come on, man. Come on, anybody been there? Like, man, I know I deserve it. But I'm glad He did it. I'm glad He looked past all this and loved me anyway.
That's right.
But it's your act of worship. Now, in obeying, in going after this act of worship, you rejoice. Verse 5 promises us that those that sow in tears will reap in joy. The greatest joy for a Christian is to sow seed and reap harvest.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, if I could just be so selfish and have no care for anything but my own happiness, I would choose, while I'm under God, to be a self-winner. If I didn't have anything else, I would ask for that. No mother rejoiced more over her newborn baby, no warrior over the thrill of a victory, than the rejoicing of saving a soul, changing the actual destiny of someone. Every time, I know I feel incredible when I can be used in that way. We were in Mercy yesterday, and Kathy comes running up to me. These 3 boys want to meet you. And they wanted to talk, and they had the gym shoes outside, my gym shoes. I started to leave, they came back with more paper than the other dudes, and signed this and talking. And yeah, that make you feel good that you're an old dude with gray hair and folks still remember you. But what they was asking, why they were asking my autograph, I don't know. I have no clue. Yeah, but used to be, because they ain't gonna see no dunk. Can you still dunk? No. I'm not even gonna try. You still play a little bit, you know? You wanna play? No, you too big and strong and young. Big young boy, 14 years old, almost my height, feet like mine. I was 15. I said, this boy gonna be big. I ain't playing him ever. But I talked to them, gave them some positive things, and wanted them to come to church and different things and spend time and all that. And the young man ran after me after I was leaving to make sure I had his information and waiting up to get him. And he said, thank you. That's a great reward. But what I hope to be able to say, that young man, when he gets to heaven, he'll say that I met not Corey Blackwell, the ball player, but the man of God who sowed a seed. And I'm here. See, we have to go forward. We have to reach. It takes work. It takes tears. But it is the best form of worship. And its rewards are great joy. As we build each of these regions that we're working here in Chicago, and as you see each one become like this group here,
Yeah, come on.
great joy, because it will be through your working, your sowing of seed, your planting of the gospel, your watering and nurturing of the soul, that will see more and more and more fill the church. I have had a great life. And the only reason I ask God to let me stay here more, yeah, I love my wife. No more, nobody more. My greatest motivation is to be on this earth. Because I may reap and sow and harvest more. In Acts 13:31, it says that when David had fulfilled the Lord's purpose, he went to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep until I'm fulfilled enough of the Lord's purpose.
Come on, Lord.
And that's the law of the harvest. When you reap and you sow, you get a harvest and you have joy in your own walk with God. And then be the Lord. Go out there.